All right, team, let's get warmed up first.
Burn your left leg and kick your right leg.
Drop it.
So drop our knees down, and then you're gonna push from our heels, lift.
Reach your right arm up to the sky. As you exhale, you can.
As you keep reaching that arm up and over.
右手同頭先一樣放喺你右邊耳仔旁邊。
Thank yourself for having taken the time today to nourish yourself in this way.
One more time. 就到問埋腳踭。
All right, getting there. 10 more seconds.
Let's go. Now sit back to back.
5 seconds left.
4, 3,
2,
1. Shake it out.
I hope you had an amazing workout.
See you next time. All right, team, let's get warmed up first.
burn your left leg and kick your right leg.
Drop it.
So drop our knees down, and then you're gonna push from our heels, lift.
Reach your right arm up to the sky. As you exhale, you can.
As you keep reaching that arm up and over.
右手同頭先一樣放喺你右邊耳仔旁邊。
Thank yourself for having taken the time today to nourish yourself in this way.
One more time. 就到問埋腳踭。
All right, getting there. 10 more seconds.
Let's go. Now sit back to back.
5 seconds left.
4, 3,
2,
1. Shake it out.
I hope you had an amazing workout.
See you next time. All right, team, let's get warmed up first.
burn your left leg and kick your right leg.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for joining me this lunchtime for a mobility SOS. My name is Vee, I'm from Trybe, and it's my real pleasure today to help you with releasing tension from your neck, and also releasing tension from the head. So any tension headaches, any tight spots that you have on your neck or around your shoulders, we'll be definitely addressing that today in this very express lunch session. So without further ado, I hope that you can get yourself comfortable on a soft floor or a yoga mat, and I'll just wait just for a few moments for you to get comfy with me. At any point during this mobility session, Feel free to adjust your seating position, because I understand sometimes our joints can get a little bit numb or a little bit uncomfortable if we're in the position for too long. So feel free to move around, get yourself nice and comfortable. No worry. Hopefully you're in the comfort of somewhere private or somewhere where you have space to move around and be comfortable. Okay. So I'm hoping that you've got your yoga mat and you're seated. We're going to start with breath first, so that we can really get into the zone of feeling nice and relaxed and comfortable. So I want you to sit down with the hands resting gently on your knees. You can close your eyes if you want, and feel free to listen to my voice. You're going to take a big inhale through the nose for 5 counts. 4, 3, 2, and exhale out through the nose for 5 counts. 4, 3, 2, another big inhale in through the nose. 4, 3, 2, and out through the nose. 4, 3, 2, last one, deep breath in. 4, 3, 2, and a deep breath out. 4, 3, 2. Good. I hope that's gotten you to a nice and calm state. We're going to start off with shoulder rolls just to get our shoulders mobile. We tend to hold a lot of tension points in our neck and our shoulders every day with the way that we sit, the way that we look at our phones, computers. So it's really nice to get these shoulders moving, especially behind us. So think about squeezing the shoulder blades back together as you roll the shoulders. We're going to change directions and go the other way. And I want you to use that 5-second breathing in and out through the nose that we did at the start of this session. So you're going to breathe in for 5 through the nose. And out for 5 through the nose. And your shoulders are going to go bigger and bigger in that circle that you're drawing. Really squeezing the shoulder blades back and allowing them to drop down with relief and releasing all that tension in. Good. Bring yourself back to a neutral position. I'm now going to focus on the chest and the neck area. We're going to start with some head rolls, and then we'll start with some chest expansion and contraction. So with the head rolls, I want you to focus on where your nose is. So the nose is going to drop down towards the floor. And then your nose is going to rub along the front of the chest, over the shoulder. And it's going to point up to the side. And it's going to go around to the top of the ceiling. And then it's going to point to the other side before dropping down towards the chest and rubbing down to the center. You're going to go the other way and rub the nose all around the chest and the shoulder, lifting it up to the side, over the ceiling, bringing it across to the other side, and dropping it down and rubbing it into the chest. One more time on each side. Allow the tension to just melt away from the neck as you mobilize the neck in this stretch and rotation. If at any point in the movement you can change directions, that you feel particularly tight at any points along the movement, feel free to pause there and allow yourself to take a deep breath in and out through the nose before carrying on your journey and exploring how this stretch and movement feels in the neck. Good, and then coming back to center. Nice. Let's look at the chest. We're going to think about expanding and contracting the chest like how we will blow up and deflate a balloon. So we want to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose again. So inhale for 5 and really expand your chest as far forward as it can go. And when you exhale for 5, I want you to deflate all of the air out of your lungs and allow the lungs to totally fold in. And you'll be rounding your back to help with that. And you're going to inhale through the nose, expanding the lungs forward and really opening up the front body. And you're going to exhale for 5 and deflate the chest, close the rib cage. And as a result of that, that back body is going to open up. 2 more breaths. Big inhale and inflate your lungs with air. And exhale, deflate. Let's get rid of all of that air so we can fill the lungs with fresh air for the next breath. And 1 more, 5 seconds in. 5 seconds all the way out. Good. Breathing in itself will really help you create a sense of relaxation and release already. And if at any time during your day you don't have the space or the ability to move around or do your stretches, sometimes all you have to do is take some time to do that deep inhalation in and out, and breathe it in and out through the nose, so it takes a bit more time and it allows for your central nervous system to calm down and kick into that parasympathetic and calm state. So all you have to do sometimes is just breathe if you feel some tension building up. So that's a really good tip for you guys at home or at work, or hope you're working from home, mostly at home. We're going to now look at the side of the body, because we've worked on the front and the back. We're going to now think about going to the side and stretching the side. I want you to do this by bringing one arm by the side of you, and you're going to crawl that arm out away from you, and you're almost imagining that the arm is pulling your body to the side. What I need you to do is keep your knees in place and keep your hips in place, and you can do that by anchoring this opposite hand down into the knee so that you don't tip over, because we don't want that to happen. We want you to stay nice and firm with the hips and the knees down. So get that anchoring arm down there to get yourself nice and secure in that foundation, and creep your fingers away from you, almost like they're trying to pull you down. And you're going to allow the fingers to pull you down from the tip top of your head to the side of your neck, to the side of your chest, and the side of your waist. There's going to be a point where you feel an absolute maximized stretch here at this side waist, and the arm can't crawl or travel any further to pull you to the side. At that point, I want you to bend that long arm, bend the elbow towards the floor, and allow the head to hang down. Then you're going to push yourself back up, squeeze your abdominal muscles, and drag yourself back in. The head will be the last to recover. We're going to do that 2 more times. Crawl your fingers away from your hips. Anchor yourself down with that oppositional hand into the thigh and the hips. Allow your arm and your fingers to pull you to the side. And then you're going to drop the top of your head, your ears, your chest, and open up all of this front side of the body that's facing to the ceiling, keeping yourself anchored. And when you've maximized that, bend the elbow, tap the elbow to the ground, allow the head to drop, squeeze your abdominal muscles, and then pull back in. One last one on this side before we change sides. This side stretch is really great for flexing the spine, so allowing more space in between each vertebra of your spinal column. It allows you to also open up the side body, massaging and invigorating a lot of organs around the side body, the kidneys and the liver, and definitely the digestive system as well. So this is also great for detoxing too. We're going to switch to the other side. Crawl your fingers over away from you. Press the hand down onto your thigh. Make sure your sit bones are grounded. Allow your fingers to drag you over to the side, leading with the top of your head, and then your ear, and then your chest. And allowing the whole top side to open up to the ceiling. When you've maximized your reach, bend the elbow down to the ground. Oh, I'm super tight on this side. Can I get my elbow down? Yes, I can. And then I squeeze my abdominals. And then I pull myself up, allowing my head to stack above my body right at the end. 2 more with everyone. If you notice a particular tightness, even at quite a high range of your stretch, you can feel free to drop the elbow down and go into that stretch a little bit earlier. You don't have to go for the end range. You can go along the range and drop the elbow down at any point that you want, just to get a nice opening here through this top side body. And let's do one more. I love these stretches. You can do this before you go to bed or as soon as you wake up sitting in bed. You don't have to wait to be in a fitness or gym environment to do it. Just sit yourself down at home. Get into these positions and allow yourself to invigorate and release your spine. Good, that was great. We're now gonna work on the shoulders, and then we're gonna do our neck stretches as well. Why I like to activate and mobilize the shoulders first before I stretch the neck is because you need some systems and some foundations in place at the base of the neck to be able to support a counter pull and a balance for that stretch to happen. So I really like to activate the scapula and the rhomboids and all of the back muscles of the upper back so that I can really anchor down a strong foundation for that neck stretch to be even more effective. So imagine if I have super rounded shoulders and I have tight shoulders and everything's forward, that neck stretch is not going to be at its most effective and efficient. So I'm going to bring everything back, give you a nice open chest, bring the shoulders down so they're anchored nice and strong. That way when we stretch the neck, those neck muscles are going to really go for its maximum stretch and release. Okay, so for the shoulders, this is my go-to, very quick and efficient. The whole concept of my classes is to be as quick and efficient as possible in getting you that mobilization, release and relief. Because I all know we are all time poor. We are all trying to fit in a million things at once. Even when you're stuck at home, I'm sure that you wonder where the time kind of goes, especially when you're following these live streams. Okay, so for the shoulders, I want you to think about, and feel free to move around, change your positions on the floor so you don't get numb. I'm very used to sitting down cross-legged, so for me this is quite a normal position. We're going to bring our hand across to the other knee and make sure that our palm and our elbow pit are turned up to face the ceiling. We want to make sure that our arm is long, so try not to bend or sink down into the movement. Think about growing tall and long, so there's space in between all of the joints and the bones. So bring your hand and your elbow pit up across the body. Grow tall in your spine and long in your arm. And you're imagining that you are reaching something on your palm. It could be a little glass of water or whatever it is that allows you to lift the arm up and raise the arm without tipping that thing over. And then you're going to bring it back down. You'll notice at the top of that range, it gets very unstable, or there's some shaking that happens because you're not used to externally rotating in such a flexed position with the arm overhead. But this really conditions the posterior part of the shoulder, the back and the lower down, kind of underneath the scapular parts, just to say it in more layman terms for you guys. So the bit that you can touch if you just reach underneath your armpit to your back. I find that these muscles here, the posterior capsule muscles, are very underdeveloped for most of the population. We generally don't do reaches like this every day. and they become weak and sometimes underdeveloped actually. So it's really good for us to address those muscles. Those will be very crucial for your scapular stability, thoracic mobilization and stability in general. Let's go for the other side. We'll be doing about 5 to 6 times on each side. Okay, turn the palm up. Make sure the elbow pit faces up. Long and tall with the spine. Good, bring it down. I'm thinking about balancing a lot of little tiny cups of water along my arm, and I'm trying not to tip them. Because if I allow my arm to turn, all of that is going to fall towards the ground. Control any shakiness by tensing and squeezing a lot of tension in your belly through the body. Think about really irradiating and packing in tension to control this movement. And we'll do one more. I have something funny going on here. Good job. Let's bring it back to the other side, and we're going to add in that neck stretch. So I'm going to cut my hand across the body with the palm and the elbow pit faced up. My spine is nice and tall. My arm is long. I'm going to reach my hand and my arm up overhead and raise it as high as I can without tipping anything over, keeping that external rotation. Good. When I've maximized my external rotation lift, I will slice my arm across to the side of my face, and I'll bend my elbow to touch the opposite ear, and I'm going to pull my head down to the side, looking at the corner of one hip here. Good. And then I come back up, unslice the arm from the side of my head, turn it back into external rotation in front of my body, and then lower down my arm. We're going to do that 2 more times. External rotation, tall spine, long arm, raising it as far as you can without tipping those little cups of water over. When you've maximized your raise, slice your arm to the side of your head. Then bend your elbow, placing it along the other side of the ear. And then bend your head down and allow yourself to pull the face down to the corner of your hip. Good, come back up, unslice the arm, bring it into external rotation. We're balancing those little cups of water again. Your breathing is going to be very slow. It doesn't have to necessarily match the movement, because you can move as slow or as fast as you want, as long as you have complete control of this movement, this external rotation. Raise. Trying to maximize that raise. And then I slice it to the side of my head. I bend my elbow and place it by the side of the ear. And then I turn my face down to the corner and allow myself to stretch that face down. Good. Recover. Bring the arm across. External rotation, balancing those cups of water. And we're going to do 3 times on the other side. The breathing that you'll do is in and out through the nose. It's nice and controlled. I really have to fight this arm because it wants to tip the water over. But I'm going to pause and fix it. And then I'm going to slice it to the side of my head. I'm going to bring my hand to the opposite ear and then pull my face down to the corner of my hip, allowing my shoulders to relax. And coming back up. Feel free to hold that stretch however long that you need until you feel a nice release through the back of that neck. the arm back. We've got 2 more. Good. The breathing is calm and controlled through the nose. I'm really fighting to balance those cups of water. No compensation in the spine. Try and keep the spine forward and neutral. I've kind of reached my max here. I'm trying to grow long and tall. And I slice that to the side of my head. And I bring my hand to the ear. And then I bring my nose and my face down to the corner of my hip. Feels so good. And we have 1 more. Make sure you bring it back in front in external rotation. Let's make this good. Control, calm, and strong. Bringing it back. Great job, everyone. Now we're going to look at shoulder extension. That's the position of the shoulder behind your back. I'm just going to change my position slightly so you can see behind my back. We're going to do that finger crawly thing again. So I'm going to crawl the fingers away from me. But I'm not going to lean back. I'm going to stay nice and upright and allow the fingers to crawl as far away as they can without my chest twisting. So I keep myself anchored to face forward by holding onto my thighs and squeezing and packing in my core nice and tight. When I finally reach the most that I can do with my back hand, I will squeeze it up as high as it can go. And I'm going to turn an imaginary doorknob. I imagine there's a door behind me and I'm turning the door handle and doorknob. And I bring it back down. And then I relax. Good. Let's do 2 more. Crawl the fingers away from you. Keep the chest centered. Really pack in the core. Anchor yourself down. Squeeze to lift the arm up. Turn an imaginary doorknob behind you. Turn it both ways. And then let the arm drop. Then you relax. 1 more. Crawl. Pack your core in nice and tight. Keep yourself tall and upright. Lift. Turn. Your breathing is controlled and calm in and out through the nose. Think about where your face is. Don't lean forward. Keep your head and ears above your shoulder. Put the arm down, and then let's change over to the other side. We'll go this way so you can see. Okay. Crawl the fingers away. I have a little bit of twist happening in my chest on this side, so I'm just going to fix it. Pack my core tight, anchor my sit bones down, then I lift, and I turn. And I lower the arm. All of the intention of the mobility exercises needs to be performed with 100% effort. So you're really packing in that core and squeezing all of that stuff in the back of the shoulder to maximize and get the most lift that you can and to get the most rotation and turning that you can. So it's 100% effort. Because it's body weight, it's really safe to go 100% with it. There's no external object that will place force that's too great for it. So I want you to really go for it. Crawl the fingers away, manage any compensations that you're doing by twisting your head and ears above the shoulders.
Squeeze all of that back stuff to lift as high as you can. Turn the doorknob behind you. Good, and then slowly lower the arm down. Nice. We're now going to do that with shoulder movements. So I'm going to ask you to walk the fingers away. Raise the arm. You're going to do a half turn so that the back of your hand can reach to your upper back. So let's see that again. We're crawling our fingers away. We're lifting the arm as high as it can go. Then we're doing a half turn so that the back of the wrist and the back of the hand bends to touch my upper back. At this point, I keep that rotation in the hand here and I focus on this shoulder. The shoulder is going to do a big roll back, as big as it can go. And then I lift my arm up, away from the back. I squeeze it as high as it can go. And then I turn to bring it down. We're going to do 2 more. Crawl the fingers away. Lift up. Half turn so that the back of your hand reaches your upper back. Keep lifting. You keep lifting, keep lifting, keep lifting. Good. Then we do a massive roll with the shoulder behind us. Think about coloring in all of that space behind you with the shoulder. And then we reach back again. Half turn, come down. Good. 1 more. Crawl the fingers away. Big lift. Half turn. Bring the back of the hand to the upper back. Super big shoulder roll to the back. Then I lift and reach. And then turn to put my hand down. Back onto the other side. You'll see where this is going in a minute. We'll be adding in that neck stretch afterwards. Walk the fingers behind. Lift. Half turn. Back of the hand touches your upper back. As high as it can go. Massive shoulder roll behind you. Color in all of that space behind you. Lift, reach, turn and put down. 2 more. Walk the fingers behind you. Lift, half turn. Get that back of the hand in between your upper back. Big roll to the back. Very focused on the back at the moment. Reach back. Half turn. Down. 1 more before we add in that neck stretch. We're building up to it. Lift. Half turn. Back of the hand on the upper back. Big roll. Reach back. Turn and place down. Good. I want you to remember the front lift and the neck stretch because we're going to be adding those 2 together for our final combo to really release and activate the shoulders. I'll sit kind of diagonal so you can see what's happening front and back. We're first going to set the shoulder because that's the stabilizing muscles that I need to give a foundation for a big neck stretch. And when we do the neck stretch, you'll notice the big difference between the stretch that we did in the beginning of the session and this stretch that will happen now. Okay? So we're going to crawl the fingers away from us. We're going to raise our arm back. We're going to half turn and place the back of the hand onto our upper back. We're not going to roll yet. We're now going to get this arm involved. This arm is going to go in front of the body, balancing those little cups of water. You're going to raise the arm up as high as it can go with those little cups of water. When it can't raise anymore, you'll slice to the side of your ear You'll get your hand onto the opposite ear, and then you'll pull your face and nose down towards the corner of the hip, relaxing the top shoulder and the arm. Now what you will do is do that big circle with the bottom shoulder. Big circle back, as big as you can go, coloring in the back. You'll notice the stretch has amplified, and feel free to hold on to that stretch and rotate and circle that shoulder as far back and down as you want. Don't lean into the stretch. The face is being pulled down towards the side of your hip, while your shoulder is moving across the other way. Oh, this is quite big. Nice. You're then going to reach back behind you, half turn, and then gently release the head. Balance the little cups of water back. That was good. We're going to do 2 on each side. So 1 more here and then 2 on the other side. Walk the fingers away. Lift the arm up. Half turn to bring the back of the hand to the upper back. Now we go to the front arm. External rotation, palm up, tall spine, long arm. Balance your little cups of water. You're maximizing this external rotation raise. When you have run out of raise, you slice it to the side of the face. Bring the hand to the other ear. Pull your face down to the corner of the hip. Feel that stretch in the back of the neck, and you're going to do that massive shoulder roll back, coloring in all of that space behind you. Feel free to stop at each point that you feel an amplified stretch, because the body will need to take a bit of time to release those tension points. Oh, I'm very tight on this side. I've just about finished my shoulder roll. Again, don't lean into the shoulder. You want to pull that face towards the opposite corner of the hip. Good. After that shoulder roll is done, reach back behind you, half turn, place the hand down, and then release the head. Bring the arm across, balance that little cups of water, and then we'll go other side. Crawl the fingers away, lift the arm up, half turn, bring the back of the hand towards the top of that upper back. Add in the front arm, external rotation, raise it up as far as it can go. When it can't keep that external rotation anymore, slice to the side of your head. Bring the hand to the ear. Pull the face down to the opposite corner of the hip, relaxing the arm and the shoulder. That's pulling it. Big roll. Back and down. Ooh, if you feel any tension points, hover and hold it there for a little bit. Keep trying to squeeze the shoulder blades back and pull the shoulder blades down towards your back pocket. Once you're done with the roll, reach the arm back, half turn, drop the hand to the floor. Release the head, bring the arm back across the body. Final one. Fingertips. Lift. Half turn placement. Cut across the body, raise. The breathing is nice and smooth and controlled, in and out through the nose. Ooh, see that? Oh, we need to fix it. Good job. Slice to the side of the head. Bring the hand to the ear and pull the face down to the corner of the hip. That top arm and shoulder is relaxed. Then you do a big circle with that bottom shoulder, stopping along any tension points that you have. Breathing in and out through it. Really maximizing the stretch, maximizing the release. Once you're done, reach the arm back, half turn, place it to the floor, release the head, and bring the arm across the chest. Drop that down. Good job, that was great for the neck. So to finish off the session, we're going to do the breathing again. Thank you so much for joining me this lunchtime for Mobility SOS. Feel free to place your hands on your thighs, on your knees, close your eyes. And we're going to do a 7-second inhale, exhale. 7 seconds of breathing in through the nose. 6, 5, 4, 3. You can do it. 2, 1. 7 seconds of everything out. 6, 5, 4, 3. Really squeezing everything out. 1. In. 7, 6, 5, 4. Let your lungs expand. 2, 1. 7 seconds out. 6, 7, 3, 2, 1. Final one. Deep breath in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and out. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you so much. That was your lunchtime Mobility SOS with me, Vee from Trybe. You can get our classes on live streams every Thursday here at 12 o'clock. And we're also opening a new space up in HKU coming soon in May. Thank you so much.